All right, Karen. So we did another workshop today where we introduced intentional pause into our conversation. And the reason why we wanted to bring this one to the forefront this time was because that pause is so critical to having good coaching conversations, conversations in general, because it helps us calibrate and settle in to the conversation because we've got lots going on upstairs. We've got the fears, the doubts, the worries. We've got everything that's coming in. So we need that space to be able to like drop us down, to connect with our bodies so that we're ready to have a back and forth with one another that can't happen in a rushed environment. You need some pause to settle in.
And when we actually asked people, how do you create pause? So they already had some skills and tools in their toolkit. But what we did, Ian, is as we do in all of our workshops, we introduce a practice, a coaching practice, and then send them off to play and try it out. So we combine the starter kit, the coaching practice starter kit, and we gave some examples, some stuff that we've used to just be able to be more intentional in a coaching conversation. The 8-second rule, like not feeling you have to fill that space right away after the person's finished, creating that intentional slowing down. Getting people to write things down. You know, you just said a lot. Why don't you take a minute and write it down? It's such a powerful, and one of the people that actually said they do that, they write stuff down when they're talking to other people. So just that power of slowing things down so people are on their own writing things down. And then the question always when you're, it's kind of sitting there, where do we go from here? Because it's a coachee driving the bus. Ask them, what do you want to focus on right now? So these slow down and are intentional. And you can ask questions like, tell me more. So if you can see that person said and there's a sparkle, instead of jumping to the next question, like again, that intentional pause to let them keep going. And, what are you thinking about right now? You'll often see the furrowed eyes, and they're deep in thought. And pause allows people to broaden and get out and expand their thinking around something that's really important to them. So there was, and then we said your way, like find your way. This was a tend to go in and practice and see what felt comfortable or wobbly to you as you were practicing intentional pause. I had said earlier to you just before this that we are in intentional pause deficit right now.
Attention deficit
Yeah,
disorder.
yeah,
Pause deficit disorder.
yeah.
And there were some pretty cool realizations that came out of it once they had a chance to practice, right? One of them being that I don't have to fill the space with what I just heard, like that whole parroting back to prove that I heard what they said. So just that awareness that that doesn't serve necessarily the conversation, but if you can provide that space, you're going to get the clue with the next response anyways to prove that you are following along and you have the thread with them. What else did you notice that came out of those?
Well, I really thought was interesting too was someone said to us that having that pause allowed them to get more thoughts, but also crystallize. And one of the individuals in the coach role was very excited for the coachee because they had come up with this brilliant way forward, and was working really hard to contain. Go, I'm so proud of you, but she could see the crystallization of just not saying anything. How it opened up for the coachee to say, "Well, yeah, I have a good idea about what this should be for me." So that pause it's not like nothing's happening. I think that's the biggest unlearning for all of us is it feels super awkward because we don't practice it. All of us said we're not practicing this enough in our lives. So it's getting that comfort to stay in that pause. And now they see the value.
From both sides,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The coachee being able to sit with their thoughts a little bit longer and the coach providing that space and being okay with not having to fill that space while that is taking place. So if you can both see the value proposition in that, you both end up winning in that development of pause for yourself.
Yeah, and often we can't understand or see it till we're in it and experiencing it and see what it does for us, which is why the practice component is always so valuable. And, it doesn't have to be perfect to be able to see it in action. And that was a lot of the conversation was about building this capacity more inside of themselves because they can see its potential. I'm still working on that. Many, many years regrounding myself in pause.
And I think that's the value of these particular workshops because they're experiential. We can tell you what you should experience or feel, but until you're in it and feel that discomfort in yourself, with, in this case, being mindful with your pause, until you're in it, you won't embody it, you won't learn it. So this was just another great little example of how experiential learning really serves the growth of those who are showing up.
Yeah,
All
cool.
right. That's it for this recap. Hopefully, we'll see you in an upcoming one. Take care.